Hello, and welcome to Sales Training with Alyce. My name is Julie, and I am a manager of customer success programs here at Alyce. And today we'll be talking about what is Alyce, how to best leverage Alyce in your sales process, and how to set up your Alyce account. Let's get started. All right, today's agenda is introductions. What is Alyce? Why Alyce? Setting up your account and getting started with sending Alyce gifts. As I mentioned, my name is Julie. I'm the manager of customer success programs here at Alyce. And my 5 to 9 from Alyce Research is that I'm a world traveler. I love to travel. I love baking desserts. I'm a cat mom and a mentor. So let's talk about why Alyce. Why is Alyce being added to your sales process? So Alyce is a personal experience platform that helps sales reps build rapport and earn trust, ultimately driving results. So pretty much, Alyce helps create personal bonds with your prospects, customers, and partners that deliver results through one-to-one gifting. We call it a personal experience platform. The old way of selling, spray and pray, was really effective when we didn't have a lot of insight or data around prospects and customers. Now, with the wealth of personalization data available, buyers are more discerning and expect more personal touch points and engagements. Relevant personal messaging is a must for sales in our current climate. So I don't know about you, but my inbox looks like this. I know all of our sales leadership, our overall leaderships, their inboxes all look like this. These are real life examples from our leadership team's inboxes full of impersonal and cookie cutter touches that just end up being a lot of noise. By using generic outreaches, it's extremely hard to stand out in a crowded, noisy inbox. As a result, sales and marketing are burning through prospects at an unprecedented rate. And once a user opts out, they're gone forever. The diminishing returns of spray and pray outreach have never been more clear than after the rollout of GDPR and CCPA. Additionally, it's incredibly rare that a prospect responds to a salesperson's first outreach attempt. On average, it's about 8 to 10 engagements, calls, emails, LinkedIn messages before a prospect converts to a meeting. And every vendor is using the same channels right now. This is where Alyce comes in to help you break through a noisy marketplace and stand out among your competition with a more effective outreach that strengthens your relationships, increases pipeline, and shortens sales cycles. Even better, it's a part of your daily flow with integrations, Marketo, and Salesforce. The goal of Alyce is to personalize outreach, increase efficiency. Alyce does research versus you doing research, and accelerate time to conversion. How? With our unique channel and thoughtful approach. And Alyce makes relevant and personal engagement extraordinarily easy. You upload the contacts and we can research the recipient for you, or you can send a personal gift yourself. There's no more waiting for creative to develop the packaging and the marketing and selecting the gifts and waiting for everything to be assembled and bulk shipped. Just a few clicks and you're on your way to having a better conversation and engagement with your prospects. So now that we've talked a little bit about why Alyce, let's talk a little bit about how Alyce goes about doing these things that we talked about, increasing your pipeline and accelerating your sales. So Alyce allows you to send a personal gift to anyone you'd like to have a conversation with. With this personal experience platform, it helps sales reps not only build rapport and earn trust with those they're reaching out to, but it helps drive those results as well. Alyce is for anyone that you want to have a conversation with or develop a relationship with. So starting off by making your outreach more effective, Alyce allows you to research your prospects and reach out to them directly. This research is focused not on their 9 to 5, who they are in their workday, but their 5 to 9, who they are outside of work. It is another tool in your toolbox. It's a really effective tool, but it is not a magic bullet. It will not replace an excellent demo, great conversations, and product market fit. So how does this work? Getting to know prospects. Alyce AI uncovers personal interest data on your contacts and discovers their 5 to 9 interests. It can recommend relatable gifts from over 35,000 options. You can also leverage what is already in Alyce about these prospects and send a thoughtful gift instead of doing the research to have an even faster engagement. Then you invite them to engage. You'll send a gift and an invitation. You add a personal note to connect to their 5 to 9 interests. And invitations feature a unique code that takes them to their gift. Now, this is where Alyce really shines, the power of choice. You can direct your prospect to a branded landing page experience. They can accept, exchange, or donate their gift. And this is a respectful, buyer-centric approach that surprises and delights. Next step, you can drive action. You can require recipients to take an action before accepting a gift, like book a meeting or read some content. You can leave recipients with relevant next steps for the next step in the relationship. And then you have real-time notifications that make for fast, personal follow-up. When the lead is warm, you know when to reach out and have that next conversation. And finally, measure and track. You know exactly how many views, accepts, and meetings are booked influenced by Alyce, and you can measure the conversion and pipeline impact. All right, if that sounds great, let's show you how to get set up and started. Setting up your Alyce account. Step one, you'll want to log in via the email that you received and click on the personal settings underneath your user icon. You'll want to update photo, name, role, and number. We found that there's a significant increase in conversion if you have these 4 elements filled out, making sure that you're providing that connection and putting a face to a name. Then, if your organization allows it, you'll want to set up your calendar and email. You don't necessarily have to do this step, but it does make life a little bit easier for you if your administrators of Alyce allow it. So you can connect your calendar, leveraging Alyce to help you set up your meetings. With the calendar connected, both you and the customer will receive an invite and you'll be able to kind of engage and prepare for those next steps. Now, you can use Alyce without your calendar connected to book meetings, but you and your customer will get separate calendar invitations. Also, you will not be able to read your calendar to see when you're busy. So we recommend setting times in Alyce to take prospect meetings and blocking those times off in your calendar to avoid double booking. When you connect your email, emails are sent from your actual email address, increasing deliverability and inbox placement. A study from Pinpoint Marketing found that 46% of recipients open an email because it has a specific sender rather than a company name. Once you have connected your calendar, you'll then have the option to set your normal working hours and days you're available for meetings. So if you have your calendar connected, you can just fill this out from the times that you'll accept meetings. If you don't have your calendar set up, this is when I recommend you block some time for Alyce meetings and put them in here and then make sure that they're blocked off in your calendar. You can also set calendar availability. Calendar preferences allow you to choose your time zone for meetings if you want to let prospects book over existing meetings and how long you'd like your meetings to be by default. The buffer between meetings allows you to set up how much time you need between meetings to do things like prep and follow-up, and the meeting availability lets you choose out how far a prospect can book a meeting with you. Finally, you're able to set up your default meeting place. Via phone or via WebEx are 2 of the most common choices here. All right. Now that you set up your profile in Alyce, let's get to using Alyce to send gifts to your prospects and customers. Step 1 is adding contacts to Alyce. So in the homepage, you'll be able to click a button that says send a gift right up here, and this modal will pop out. You'll want to enter in first name, last name, their work email, their company, and what country that they live in. Now you can also do a bulk upload. If you see here down here at the bottom, you can bulk upload a list. Say you have like 10 different prospects, you don't want to add them in individually. You can bulk upload a list. You just simply download this template and then fill it out and upload. Once you've added the person or persons you want to send the invitations to, you'll want to go ahead and send those invitations. Once you've submitted a contact, you can then either select the gift yourself or submit the contact for research. If you choose option 1, where you send a gift yourself, I recommend sending a thoughtful gift. It's summer in the Northern Hemisphere, it's a little warm. Sending something like a Yeti cooler or a picnic basket or anything like that that's thoughtful and shows that you put some thought into the gift is going to be key here. So you can choose any option from our marketplace. So here you'll have some basic information about the prospect. You may know some additional information based on their LinkedIn profile as well, if you've been doing some prospecting. So go ahead and choose a gift that will be really thoughtful, or you can check out the marketplace and go through all the 35,000 options that we have. Now, I recommend choosing a gift and not a gift card. Same as when you receive a gift card, it's not a really thoughtful or personalized gift. It's just kind of generic. But if you send a gift that's like, hey, I put some thought into this, they do still have the opportunity to exchange the gift into something that they prefer, but it does show that you put some thought into it. Option 2 is to submit a contact for research. So you'll have an option to select Ask Alice for help. You'll be able to click that and we will do some research on the prospect and come back to you, send you an email and let you know that we've got 3 options selected, gift options selected, and you'll be able to click view gift options, choose one and go ahead and send. This does take up to 24 hours, however, so it's entirely up to you which one you'd like to go and choose, if you want to submit a contact for research or if you want to choose a gift yourself. All right, so if you did choose option 2 of selecting some research, you can review the research and gift options here. You'll be able to see what we've selected for you, and you can also go ahead and choose more options if you don't like the ones that were selected. Once you've picked out the gift, this next step is to craft a personal and impactful message to go along with your gift. Remembering what we talked about before, it takes on average 8 to 10 outreach points to engage with a prospect, and we want to make each one of them personal and impactful. Leveraging the information from their social as well as any information that you have about them, you'll want to include all of that in the message if your administrators are having you edit the templates. There will be some templates in here already picked out for you, so you'll be able to choose the correct template. You'll be able to choose who you're sending it as and then create that personal message. Now you will be invited to a meeting where your administrators of Alyce at your company will talk through the specifics of how you are going to choose the template. So we won't get too far into that, but we will talk a little bit about best practices when it comes to messaging and subject lines. Once you have selected the gift, you've selected a template, you've filled out the message, you can add additional optional steps. So you can require action from the prospect before they accept their gift. And you can choose whether they are able to accept, exchange, or donate, or just a few of those. If you want them to just be able to accept or donate, that's great. Accept, exchange, also fine. But I do recommend having that donation option because you get a kind of serotonin boost when you donate to a good cause. So definitely a great option. You'll then review the settings and confirm your choices. You can click here to view your message, click here to view your landing page, and then when everything looks great, you click I've checked my personalized note and confirmed everything looks good, and send. It's as easy as that. Now, if you have Salesforce, this is where we are able to integrate even further into your workflow. Alyce allows you to send right from your Salesforce instance. And to do so, you'll just find your contact. So in this case, it's Mohammed Cook. And there will be an additional option here to send an Alyce gift. Simply click that button and it will bring you to a modal that's almost identical to what we just went through. So I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time diving through these, but you can search the campaign for the correct campaign to send to this prospect. Then you will get another modal where you're able to choose a thoughtful gift for this prospect. A Fujifilm Instant Mini Camera is a lot of fun. This 15-liter ice meal classic cooler, also a great option for the summer. If you know that they like to travel, or since things are opening up now post-COVID, you can do a monograph flight bag. Say, hey, for your next trip, I thought you'd really enjoy this. Just be thoughtful and think about why you're gifting this particular item. You'll create a personal message just like before. You'll choose that template, you'll select send as and create that personal message. And then again, you'll be able to choose if there's required action, if there is, and their ability to accept, exchange, or donate, and then you'll review. Now, you'll click send invite, and you'll want to stay on this modal here until it brings you back into Salesforce. If you don't do this, if you close this window, it may result in the gift not being associated with the appropriate contact or lead in Salesforce, which will then entail a manual association, and that takes time away from your day, and nobody has time for that. Now, the key to successful outreach is personal, relatable messaging. Here's some great tips to help you maximize your email outreach with your gift and all of your outreaches to every single prospect. So here are some Alyce Invitation pro tips. Subject line and preview text are everything. Now let's take a look at these 2 examples. The first one is generic with no real value add or personal engagement. The second is taking advantage of the subject line relevant to the customer pain point and adds the value proposition in the preview text. So here it's like following up, checking in, reconnecting, not terribly exciting. But this one was addressing a pain point during COVID. Office closed until further notice. Company talks next steps as the world is starting to open up again. Some people will be working remote indefinitely. This is the pain point that they're addressing, talking about a quick video to help them understand the value add of their software or whatever they're selling. So this is definitely something you want to be thinking of as you're crafting these messages. So some really quick tips include the first name. You want to mention or refer to the gift by name. So in this case, if you picked out the cooler or the travel bag, hi Lyle, I picked you out, or would you like a new bag for your next trip? Great subject line. But a pro tip is do not use the word free. Okay, so like that will get it probably flagged by spam filters, especially when there's free gift. So definitely make sure that you're not utilizing the word free. A well-crafted subject line shouldn't really be the first thing you think of. Instead, it should take some time. Your administrators at Alyce may have some pre-built out subject lines that you really like, or you can customize if that's okay with your administrators. But keep in mind that 40% of email recipients open emails based on the subject line. They decide if they're going to open it or delete it based on that information. The best subject lines tend to be about 6 to 10 words, according to a study from Retention Science. And the preview text appears after your subject line. So this is exactly what the name suggests. It's a preview of the very first text that appears in the email. For the recipient, it gives extra information on the content of the email. As we saw here, there's some really great content here that's provocative and kind of addressing or eliciting some curiosity. For the marketer, for you, it's an extra opportunity to grab your recipient's attention and entice them to open the email. You want to avoid simply repeating what the subject line says with that first line. You want to complement the subject line and add some personalization to make it feel relevant. And again, that call to action that drives urgency here. The world is starting to open up again. Some people will be working remote indefinitely. I made a quick video for you. That's the call to action. But you want to make sure that you're using conversational tone as well. After all, this is meant to be a preview of the email content. All in all, be concise, spark curiosity, ask a question are really great ways to kind of engage your prospects. Now, when it comes to message content, you want to make sure that it's personalized, related to their interests, and trying to find some sort of common ground. In this case, this person's research came back, or they knew that there's a Patriots fan living in Santa Monica. As a fellow Pats fan, I want to send you a shirt so you can rep the Sundays at Sunday McLean's. This is highly personal, right? This is very engaging to the prospect. You also want to make sure you're leveraging the power of choice. Always let them know if they can accept, exchange, or donate. Miss the mark, feel free to exchange something else or donate the value to a great charity of your choice. And you want to have a clear call to action for what you want them to do next. In this case, it's as the head of IT for your business unit. I'd love to understand how you're staffing for projects in 2020. I look forward to talking soon. So you want to find something you have in common. And don't worry if there's not much research. If you submit for research, seasonal gifts work really well if not a lot comes back, especially if you can make some educated guesses on interests. Notice you're in Redback, New Jersey. Since it's summer, I figured you could use a new cooler for the shore. And spend some time on it. It's not really about the gift. It's about creating a personal connection that helps break through the noise. Most people are happy to connect if you make an impression, and that all starts with the invitation. Now here's some don'ts. Don't share exactly how you found about their interests. I saw in your Facebook posts. This doesn't come off well to most people. You want to show you did your research, but you don't necessarily have to call out how. Now, an exception to this is LinkedIn. This is a business-oriented platform. If somebody makes a post talking about an experience or a pain point or a problem, feel free to reference that and say, hey, I noticed on LinkedIn you posted this great thought piece on X. I thought it was really great. Here's some related information I got a gift for you. I'd like to see if we can help solve that pain point. Another tip is don't be creepy. I think a lot about sales and marketing as beginning the dating process, right? So you don't want to come out and be super creepy or too strong, but you want to be thoughtful, right? You can say you notice someone loves their dog's name, same with kids, spouses, but don't be super creepy about things. And don't share something they wouldn't want their colleagues to see. So saw you recently cut loose at Burning Man, probably isn't the best message. So definitely think about these things as you're crafting these messages. So in summary, these messages need to be relatable, relevant, and respectful. You want to make sure that, after you accept your gift, you'll be able to tell me what time that works for you. And I love this little use of the emoji in here because it breaks up the text as well. The shorter for these messages, the better. They don't want to read a wall of text. Be really clear, concise, relevant, respectful, and relatable. All right. Once you've sent the invitation and you've crafted a really great message in that invitation, let's talk a little bit about notifications and follow-up. Once you've sent the gift, Alyce keeps you in the loop with helpful notifications. Let's check out and see what you get. So you will get an email when the gift is viewed. So if you get this notification and the recipient hasn't accepted the gift after 3 days, follow up. They're curious. Don't lose them now. They're warm. They open the gift. Send them a little nudge. Let them know that it's actually a real gift and it's picked out just for them. You'll get an email notification when the gift is accepted. This is a great time to view the gift details and send a message saying, hey, saw that you picked out this, really excited to chat with you at this time next week, and send over that meeting invite if your calendar isn't connected. Once you have sent over the gift, there's going to be some times where the gift is delivered or viewed but not accepted. Day of delivery, they're going to get an email. Day 3, you might want to call and email and in-mail and just try a few different ways. Keep it simple. You don't have to have as many touch points as this. Your Alyce administrators at your company will talk through the exact cadence of follow-up, whether you're using SalesLoft or Outreach or Marketo to kind of nurture these prospects. They'll talk through the specifics with you, but this is an example of a follow-up cadence. So once the user gets that email, I wanted to show you a little bit about what the recipient experience looks like. So step 1, your prospect will receive an invitation email. It'll look like one of these two. Wanted to send you something great to meet you. Earlier this week, I spoke to your colleague Dean about utilizing our gifting platform at Alyce. Wanted to send you a personalized Alyce gift so you can get a feel for the true Alyce experience. This is an example of Alyce using Alyce, which is really powerful. So they'll get the invitation email and then they'll click on the call to action. And they'll land on the landing page. So here they'll see that full message, the gift you selected, and they'll have the option to accept, exchange, or donate if you've chosen all these options, or if you've chosen less than that, they'll see the options that you have selected. So they can also say things, I'm not interested, which saves you time. You can focus on prospects that are interested, but you'll be able to accept the gift, exchange it, or donate it. So this is kind of what they see. And if they select exchange, they'll be taken to our marketplace where your name will appear up top. And then they can go through all of these really great options to choose a gift that works really well for them. When they've chosen their gift, the recipient will be taken to a screen where they can pick a date and time to meet if you've chosen that option as the call to action. Once a time is chosen, they will fill out the address details so Alyce knows where to send their gift. Additionally, Alyce offers the option to set up a post-gift CTA instead of simply a confirmation page. You can set up a call to action to transition viewers into content or simply set up a redirect without the CTA. Depending on the stage or phase of your relationship, this feature can be used for registration for webinars or field events, direct viewers to relevant ebooks, user guides, or blog posts if they're higher up in the funnel. And if they're a little further down, it can serve as a product demo or what is video to prep them for your call. Direct gift recipients to a custom ABM landing page, which is a really great use case. You can schedule a meeting with no action required. And if you're in customer success, you can share materials such as an onboarding plan or request a review. All right. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us at training@alyce.com or support@alyce.com. Thank you so much and happy gifting.